Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. We will be starting just in a few seconds. Make yourself comfortable. We're letting people still join in. We can see a lot of people are still joining us, so we'll be there with you in a second. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Anna, and I will be running through the webinar today with you. We'll be starting just in a few moments. And while we're still waiting for people to join us, it would be great if we could get to know you a bit better. So maybe put in the chat which state you are joining us from, and maybe even add an emotion of how you're feeling today. Awesome. Victoria. Hello, Victoria again, Queensland. Hope it's not too windy in Victoria now. We heard some different reports from our colleagues. Queensland, hey, Tammy is excited, which is awesome. Queensland again. Ray White Mildura, welcome. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for participating in that. That's really important to us. We want to see you involved. We want to see you engaged with us with our learning today. So once again, for those who have just joined us, my name is Anna and I will be your host for today. In our webinar, we will be talking about your compliance workflow. I've also got my colleagues here online. Amanda and Alex and Alison are from the training team here today to answer your questions during the webinar. So please pop your questions in the Q&A box to make it a little bit easier for the team to manage. And please feel free to use the chats as a communication channel as well. So to give you a broad introduction to today's session, I would like to give you a few real-life examples. For example, a landlord has asked for proof that smoke alarms were tested before signing a renewal. Maybe a compliance certificate has expired and now the PM is at risk of breaching legislation. Sometimes a safety check can be missed and the PM needs to scramble to organize everything before a tenant moves in. Maybe the PM has been asked to report on multiple compliance items across their portfolio, but the records are scattered and incomplete. In today's session, we will be speaking all about Reapit PM compliance workflow and how using the Reapit PM compliance workflow can actually help you working through all of those scenarios. By the end of today's session, you will know how to set up your compliance automation, and also you will know how to use your compliance workflow to follow up on creditors and your owners. Whether you're just starting with Reapit PM, or maybe you are looking to come across to our software, we've got you covered. And we're here to support you, your success every step along the way. And we look forward to helping you maximize your investment. Also, as a bonus for those of you who stay on the call with us till the very end, we will share some free resources with you. So stay with us, don't go away. And now, let's get started. So as you all know, compliance is one of those areas where property managers can easily get caught out. Certificates, safety checks, expiry dates, you name it. To get a sense of where the biggest headaches are for you as our clients, let's do a quick poll. So we would love to know what is the hardest part of managing compliance for you. I'm going to launch a poll for you and please let me know what this is for you. I will share the results, what it is for you, because it's very interesting. Yep, so it's chasing your creditors for certificates, it's following up with owners, staying on top of expiry dates. Yep, we hear you. We hear your pain. You're not alone. So I'm going to end the poll now. and I would also like to share the results with you. So as you can see, we've got roughly an even distribution between chasing the creditors, following up with owners, and staying on top of expiry dates. Some people also struggle with updating records once complete. This is all very understandable. This is something that we look forward to helping you with, working with Reapit PM. Now, with that, let me take you to our test account and we could have a look at how the compliance workflow works in Reapit PM. So this is our test account. All the details that you see here are there for training purposes only. The details are not real. We're just using them to demonstrate to our clients how it works. So in Reapit PM, as some of you already know, properties is the central hub from which a property manager will often work from. You will find quick links to useful workflows to help with your day-to-day tasks from there. So going to your properties, this is where you can go to your residential properties, and you've got your portfolios at the very top. Clicking through different portfolios, you will see information based on your filters that relate to properties in that particular portfolio. Let's have a look at all the portfolios here for this particular example. Now, workflows at the very top will help you with easy navigation to the key workflows, and you can change the order to suit you, to suit your needs. If you click here on Change Order, you will have a list of all of your workflows. This is where you can rearrange them to suit your needs. So today we're talking all about compliance. Let's click on the compliance item and drag it all the way to the top, drop it, apply our changes. Now the compliance items sit at the very front for me, making it very easy to access and find. If we click on our compliance workflow, this is where you will see your at a glance picture, which will also show you how many properties you've got in different categories. What I would like to start our session with, though, I would like to have a look at how you can actually add a compliance to a property. This is very important because once it is added on the property level, only then it will show up in your compliance workflow. So let's work with our properties. Let's go to the list of all of our properties, and for this particular example, I would like to use this property here. So I'm just selecting a property from the list. I'm scrolling all the way down, and this is where I can come to this compliance section. Clicking on Add New will allow me to add a new compliance item on the property level. From the drop-down menu, I'm able to select different type of compliance items. Let's say I would like to work with electrical safety at this point of time. I can assign it to a creditor, owner, body corporate, or integration partner. This depends on how you usually work. If I was to select a creditor, I will also be able to select a creditor from the list. I have got Compliance Services Australia in my system as one of the creditors, and that's who I'm going to assign this item to. I can add the date when the property was last inspected. Let's say it was on the 1st of July this year, and I will also be adding the expiry date. Now, the expiry date is very important because based on this date, the compliance will be showing up in your compliance workflow 30 days before the expiry date. So make sure that you add this expiry date for your compliance item so that the system knows when to bring it up to your attention. Here, I am also able to add a certificate. Let's say I've got my documents here. I am simply selecting a document from my folder. It will be uploaded to the system. It has been added. If I need to, I can also add my notes, whatever is important to me at this point of time. Clicking Save will save this compliance item on the property level. So this is how you can simply add a compliance item to your property. Starting with the property, scrolling all the way down, coming to a compliance item, add new, go from there. Now, as I've got our compliance items added, let me take you through something else. When I'm adding a compliance item, something that I really want to demonstrate to you as well. Sometimes you may have more than one compliance item. You can add multiple items at the same time. Adding all the details, clicking Add More will allow you to add another compliance item when required. At this point of time, I'm simply canceling it as is. So when you add all those details to the system, you're actually helping yourself to stay on track with your compliance items, because this is what the Reapit automation is going to use to track your items and to track all of the certificates on your behalf. With that, let's have a look how you can get it all set up. To begin with, let's look at our templates. Some of you already know that the system has got quite a few templates that are being used by the auto settings to communicate with your clients, with your owners, with your creditors on your behalf. Going to the settings section, scrolling down, this is where you can find your templates. Clicking on the templates, you've got your filters on the right-hand side. Click on the filter, select the category. Today we are working with our compliance. Therefore, I'm selecting the compliance as a category. Clicking apply tells me how many templates I have actually got in this area of the system. From here, clicking on 3 action dots, you're able to view the message. You're able to change the message if required. Save your changes afterwards. When you are in the body of the message or underneath the message, you will see different merge fields. You may want to use those to make sure that one message actually fits to all of your clients. I am just canceling this because I don't want to make any changes to my system. Once again, settings, all the way to the bottom, templates. Apply the filter, and it could be different filter. You may be looking at your compliance items as we're looking at today. It could be your applications, could be your arrears, could be your lease renewals. Reapit PM is there to support you. Wonderful. So we set up our templates. We are all ready to go. Now let's customize your compliance workflow and get more time back in your day by setting up some automation. With that, what I would like us to do, I would like us to go to the compliance workflow. Workflows, compliance. Right-hand side, this is where you can see whether your automation is currently on or off. Clicking on settings will allow you to change that. If you click on the pencil mark, this is where you can customize your settings even further. The compliance process will automatically begin in the system 30 days before the expiry date of your compliance item. It is there by default. This is the only option that we have there for you. What you can do, you can set up when you would like those email requests to be sent to your clients. You can say that, let's say 30 days before the expiry date at 9:30 in the morning, an email will be sent. You can also decide to create some automatic reminders, and those reminders can be sent at different days, a different interval, different time. In my system, I've got it at 14 days, which will be sent at 9:30 in the morning. I can see the templates for my owners, my creditors. If we just click on view, this is where I can see the email that will be sent to my client. Scrolling to the bottom, this is where I can select some further automation to help me with my work. I can ask the system to automatically send all the new pool and spa compliance certificates to the tenants. I can get the system to automatically send new smoke alarm compliance certificates to owners. What else I'm able to do here? I'm able to get the system to automatically finalize the compliance item for me, which means that as soon as I enter a new date for the compliance item, it will be finalized, updated. If I'm happy with the settings, I'm clicking Save. The settings have been saved. If at any point of time you don't want this automation to work for you, simply click Off and your automation will be off. Now, I definitely want this on because I want the system to do my job for me. Okay, so we've set up our templates. We've set up our automation. Now let's have a look at actually how you can manage your compliance. In Reapit PM, you've got everything you need to know about your compliance item in one place. Let's have a look at those items in the workflow. So once again, we're sitting in our workflows, compliance. Alternatively, you can go through your properties, selecting the types of the properties you're working with and clicking on the compliance. Workflows, compliance, my at-a-glance filters. This is where I can find my expired items. They're all there for me. I can see the items that will be due within 7 days, ready to finalize, no actions taken against some certain items here as well, and even the non-compliant reports. System can track those for you as well. Let's start for our example with the no actions taken. Once you click on a particular tile, you will see the list of all available items, applicable items, sitting there for you together. If you click into the compliance item, this is where you will be able to see what is there for you. You can do a few things from here. You can update your details, you can finalize your compliance, you can add your notes. But what else you can do from here? You can actually send your messages. Clicking on the message will allow me to choose who I would like the message to be sent to. And usually it would be the person or the company that the compliance item has been assigned to. So I'm selecting the first option here, clicking next, and this is where I can work with my templates. Let's say I would like to request the creditor to inspect my property. So clicking here, I would like to use this template, request to inspect compliance. The body of the message is there for me. All I need to do, click send. The message has been sent. Let's say you send the message and sometime you receive information from your creditor, or maybe you haven't received anything and you need to follow up on the results. You can send another message. For example, I would like to reach out to my creditor once again, but this time I would like to remind them to return the certificate because I think they have already done their job, they have inspected the item, maybe they just forgot to return the certificate to me. I'm selecting it from here, once again, sending my message. The message has been sent. What else is really, really good here? Under your actions, you will see all the emails that have been sent, all the actions that have been taken. What else you can do from here? You can add a note. Maybe you spoke to your creditor, maybe you spoke to your owner, maybe there is something that you would like to add here because this is actually a part of your compliance workflow. You can add your notes here as well. Whoever logs in will be able to see the notes from there. Now, once you update the details as per the settings in the system, the compliance item will be ready to be finalized. Let's say you have received a certificate from the client. You know when the property has been inspected. Let's say it happened today, and the new expiry date as per the certificate is going to be maybe in a year time. Let's pick this date. Once again, only for the training example, I am working with those days out of nowhere. In real life, you will be working with your certificates. What you can do here, you can add a file. And this is where you can add a compliance certificate from here. Again, it is already saved in your computer. You open the document, you attach it to the property, you can give it a name. Let's say it's our certificate of compliance. And we can also add a file type here. Clicking OK, the document has been saved. If it's all that has been done, what we can also do, we can finalize the compliant items. It's asking me to update the details. Now the details have been updated. Oh, there you go. That's just the wrong date here. Come on. Let's just change this one to 2026 and saving the details. Wonderful. So the item has been updated for me. As you may have seen, sometimes there could be situation when the property, when the certificate that you get will actually not be compliant. What you can do from here, you can click on Update Details. Once again, adding the inspection details for the property. Maybe it was inspected a couple of days ago, while leaving the expiry date clear, and we can also add a certificate. Choosing the file, adding the certificate here, adding the document here rather, I should say, giving it a name and selecting the file type, non-compliant report. The system will track all those changes for you. You will know that the item has been received, but it is not compliant. This is how you can work through your compliant items as you go. Something else I would like to show you, which is actually really, really cool. If I go to a different filter here, I've got my expired items here. What I can do, I can see multiple items there. But most importantly, I can go to this area here, which is called Update Details. Clicking on that, I am able to choose multiple files. Let's say I have received a number of certificates, and I would like to add this one, and maybe the swimming pool certificate. I'm adding all those documents in a batch together, saving myself quite a bit of time. As I go through those certificates, I will be clearly able to identify which property they need to be assigned to. So selecting the property from the list, let's say it's for this property of mine, the compliance item, I will be able to select it from the drop-down menu based on what has been assigned to the property as a compliance item. Adding all those details there, adding the when it was inspected. So let's say it was inspected today, the expiry date, let's just give it a year. Once again, in your systems, you will be using the real certificates with all of those dates. Clicking Save and Next will take you to the next document. Now, let's say you look at the document and you think that this document is actually for one of your properties. You start typing the address of the property, but it says there are no results. Can you guess what the reason for that is? There is no compliance item attached on the property level. That's why what you'll need to do, you will need to skip this item for later. You will need to add the compliance item on the property level, just like I explained a bit earlier in our session, and then you will be able to add the compliance certificate against that compliance item. Now with that one, I'm pretty sure this one was for 10, let's say Beverly, compliance item, again selecting that. When it was last inspected, let's say it was today, 22nd of the 10th of 2025, and it will be expiring in a year time. Once again, clicking Save will save all those items and it will be updating in my system. So this is how you can actually work through multiple compliance items in your system. Just a quick recap for you. Workflows, compliance. This is where you can find your filters. Properties, residential, compliance. This is where you will be able to see all those items there for you as well. This will be updated as you go. So as we have discussed, everything can be accessed from your system. You can also access your compliance items from your dashboard as well. Most importantly, I hope that everything that I have demonstrated to you today will actually help you not to stress too much when something is happening with your compliance items. Because if chasing your creditors for certificates is your major pain point, you most probably have seen that the workflow keeps tracking of all the tasks, excuse me, and it will be popping out in your compliance workflow automatically. So you don't need to rely on any extra notes. You don't need to do anything else. You're just working from your Reapit PM. If following up with your owners is a major pain point, again, all those reminders that can be set up in the system can be working for you on your behalf. Staying on top of expiry days is one of the very, very common answers that we got from you today. If that is something that is really, really uncomfortable for you at this point of time, well, the triggers will make sure that your compliance item will actually be popping up in your compliance workflow when the time comes for that. And finally, updating records once complete is very, very easy. Based on the settings in your automation, the system will either update all those items automatically if you've got it selected. And let me just remind you how this can be done. Workflows, compliance, settings for your automation, editing. This is your last bit, which will allow you to finalize the compliance items as soon as the details are added. Or in hopefully rare case when the item is not compliant, you will be able to manually add those details to your system to make sure that it stays in a separate filter for you. And if and when required, you can follow up on that and get back to your clients. All right. So with that, we have covered what Reapit PM can do for you when it comes to working with your compliance items. And we are very happy that you have actually stayed with us today. We've got a large audience, which is very exciting. This is your compliance cheat sheet that will be shared with you right after the session. It will allow you to have everything at a glance in one spot. Again, helping you working through your compliance item, making sure that you have got everything in order. So think of it as your quick grab reference. You don't have to dig through different resources, dig through legislation, or guess what those are. Now, you will get this cheat sheet in your follow-up email along with today's replay. And that way, even if you need to share it with your team or keep it handy on your desk, you've got everything in one place. So this was actually our last webinar in our Make Your Workflows Work series. There's definitely a lot more than we've got and would love to share with you. My team will share a link with you in the chat in a moment where you will find the schedule of our upcoming webinars. And please also feel free to reach out to us for further training, for further details, for further information. And of course, we would love to hear your feedback. There will be a link in the chat with a link that where you can well, you will be able to provide us with feedback. Or alternatively, feel free to use the QR code on the screen, which will again take you to the same page. One last thing that I would like to demonstrate to you. Let's say you somehow misplaced the link or you don't remember how to find the certificates. So what we can suggest to you, let's go and Google Reapit Australia, New Zealand. It takes us to the website. This is where you can click through different resources that are available to you. This is where you can see our upcoming webinars. This is where you will be able to get to know about all the updates, the ebooks, testimonials while customers like us. You can find all of those details there once again on our website at reapit.com.au. With that, thank you so much once again for your time. It was a pleasure to have you here today. I hope you have learned something new. And if you want to reach out to us, please don't hesitate to do so. We'd love to hear back from you. I'll leave this session on for a few more minutes to allow for final questions to be finalized. With that, have a lovely day and see you next time. Bye for now.